Okay, we continue to follow this developing story today. The Supreme Court rejecting President Trump's effort to end legal protections for thousands of young immigrants through DACA. That's the Obama-era program that protects children brought to the U.S. illegally. The ruling means, at least for now, they're protected from deportation and they're still authorized to work here in the U.S. It was a 5-4 decision by the High Court. And today's decision, a blow, of course, to the Trump administration in the middle of this election season.
Joining us now with more on the ruling and its impact, WGN political analyst Paul Lisnek. And Paul, my question is this a surprise? Granted, 4 liberals on the court, joined by the Chief Justice.
It's a bit of a surprise, but John Roberts is showing himself to be, Patrick, somebody who, when he understands the tremendous impact on society, he pulls back. He did it in the Obamacare case of a few years ago, and when he decided what the tax versus penalty meant. He did it in the census case with regard to that question. So he seems to understand where there's a battle between the branches and the political efforts moving on underneath, and he seems to, in those cases, make a difference. But don't hold your breath. Expect on some of the religious freedom cases yet to come, he'll go the other way.
Okay, I want to take a minute to talk a little bit about the upcoming presidential elections and the role that this issue of immigration, DACA, some of these undocumented students will play in some of these debates. Do you see it enhancing that conversation, or does it diminish moving forward here?
Lord, that is such a great question, and here's why. Some people think, first of all, the DACA dreamers won today, it's all over. It's not. What the Supreme Court said was, Trump administration, you've got the power to get rid of it, but you didn't do it the right way. Too many lives affected, you need better steps. So what could happen is, and I don't think it will, the president could decide to issue another executive order that erases it, having his Justice Department handle it the proper way this time. Don't think he's going to do that with 4 months to go before an election on such a popular program. The other thing he can do, more likely to do, is he'll make it an election issue. He's already doing it, basically tweeting saying, you see, even these Republicans aren't conservative. We need me to be around to appoint more, even more conservative justices.
You know, and Paul, the president essentially, in his reaction, tweeted that we have to be very vigilant, speaking to his base, because this court essentially is an activist court, and they're threatening your Second Amendment rights as well, possibly.
Yeah, he made a reference to this is a shotgun blast, was his phrase. And but you see, Patrick, that's what he'll do with this. He's going to take this decision that goes in a direction he didn't want and say, you see, what's next is Second Amendment, because he knows that's something to truly rile up his base and get them going. That's why I don't think he'll make any DACA moves before the election. Right. He'll simply play this for what it's worth. The truth is, this is anything but a liberal court. It's just that from sometimes some of these incredibly dramatic decisions will pull one of the conservative justices over, as it did today.
So what you see happening is, as we have some of these debates with, you know, the presumptive Democratic nominee, Joe Biden, this issue will come up and will be a very heated one, I imagine.
There's no question about it. And what makes this a really interesting calculation, Lourdes, is the fact that, look, Joe Biden's going to get at that podium, and not even the podium, ads and everything else, and say he's here to protect dreamers. And right now, the Dreamer program is popular among Democrats and Republicans. That could be a more winning argument for Joe Biden to make. Donald Trump, I think, is probably going to avoid the DACA issue. I don't see him saying we've got to get rid of these dreamers. I don't see him saying that. I think what he's simply going to say is we've got to be careful with these decisions. We've got to make sure other rights aren't taken away. Absolutely in the forefront of this election moving forward, because nothing else is going to happen before it, and immigration is a critical issue in this country, always has been, but especially with today's Supreme Court decision, it absolutely will be front and center in the election.
WGN political analyst Paul Lisnek. In other words, stay tuned.
You got exactly right. Thank you, guys.
We'll talk to you later. Paul, and happy birthday tomorrow, by the way. See, I got it in.
You got it in.
Thank you. Yay.
Consummate pro. Getting hot out there.